Patrick again, Patriot Homestead in Florida. Can't wait to get to Missouri where the homestead is at. Anyways, I'm down here still. And I'm working and continuing on the concession trailer that was burned, and I'm going to show you that I've got the wires at least laid out and installed into a junction box. And I tested them last night, and first try, everyone worked. I didn't have, well, wait a second. They were all wired correctly from me, but there was the rear top of the trailer, the 3 light LED, the red ones, made in China. One of them worked, the other 2 weren't. Well, I just had to unsnap out the LEDs and unplug them and plug them right in the right direction, and I got them all to work. So good quality control, China. So I'm going to show you what I've done, and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do today. I did all the wiring, and what you're going to see is all the wires are basically temporary because I haven't got the siding on, the skin on. And I got wire nuts to make sure that I have connection and everything's working, and then if I have it plugged in, I won't short anything out. This also includes that I ran the wires for 12 gauge stranded from the junction box to where the brakes are going to be. And this trailer's never had electric brakes, so it's going to have electric brakes. Didn't have backup lights, and I got that, and it works fine. Got all the courtesy lights, and they're all working, the amber and the red. And so today, what I'm going to have to do is, I've got a lot of sanding. I'm going to do the roof rafters, sand those down, prime them, and paint them. I used a not as strong enough, it seems like, even though it's Rust-Oleum paint on some of the beams going across for the floorboards, and it seemed like even though I did sand and brush it down and use the sanding disc, flap disc, the rust came through. I don't know why, but everywhere else I used the good penetrating Rust-Oleum, everything's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it down, sand the top down, and then underneath the undercarriage of the trailer, I'm going to take my wire brush and this flap disc, and I'm just going to beat everything else down, and then I've got some real good thick Rust-Oleum roll-on paint. Well, I think it's oil-based, or enamel, I can't remember, but anyways, it's a different color so I can see where I've covered it, and then I got to paint that today, paint the top roof rafters, so that I can start doing the flooring tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to get it done today because I got a lot on my plate. I got also 4 posts at 36 inches, just shy of 36 inches. I got to grind it down to place into where the concession window was, so that I can extend the studs or supports from the bottom of the frame up to the top, so that when I also have a place where I can screw in the siding. Right now it's just it's probably like 5 feet by 2 feet, 3 feet, and there's nothing to support any siding, so I have to go ahead and do that. So I got that metal yesterday. So let me show you around, and we'll go from there. So I showed you this before. I got top brake lights, turn signal, running lights. The white one is for backup, works real well. I've got a couple of the running lights on the top, red. This is the Chinese one that I was telling you about, that the 2 top ones that weren't working. I just disconnected the plug, and then rotated the light fixtures 180 degrees and plugged it back in, and it worked fine. So those are working. Same thing here, they're working fine. Look, the corner over here, I've got 2 running lights, red. Down the bottom I got a red. And then if you notice, what I've done is I've cut pieces of clear plastic tubing, and where the hole is, it protects it from rubbing. It's not my invention, but it works fine. Also did it there, and up on top. Even the angle on this one, because it was pretty sharp right there. I didn't do it on the other side. Yes, I did. I did it on the other side too. Never mind. So you can see right there. I put some up there too, and goes through the channel and got all this wired. Now, when I'm ready, I also did it up here. I got to replace this one. This one seems to be loose a little bit, but when I get to the siding in, then I'll go ahead and now button up all these wires, zip tie them together, mount them to this frame. Here's the front amber. There's 2 on the top, 1 in the middle, but I'm going to put 2 more there. 1 down the bottom here, 2 on the top up there, and then this right here is my junction box coming out of the grommet right here. I have some plastic loom that goes around here so that I can go ahead and protect it and get that all taken care of. And so I got a 7-pin wire cable that this trailer never has had, and so it's working out good because now I have all the amenities that I need to be driving safe. And then I have, of course, the wires coming out of here. I'm going to need to put a piece of plastic tubing in there so it prevents it from rubbing. But those 2 wires here, the pink is red one is a hot, the black is ground, and I wired it directly to that junction panel, that junction box. So in case if I had it mounted the ground to the chassis underneath, like a lot of people do, what happens if that screw gets damaged, the wire gets damaged, then you're out of brakes. So I figure I'll have it all tied back to the junction box, and then hopefully that's just another step for preventing things from happening. I don't have a fender here, but I have it wired for the fender lights here in the ground. Pigtails. Made a bunch of pigtails. But here's a fender. Of course, it's not mounted. I just got it laid on the tire to show what it's going to look like. This light here is broken. I got a new one that'll go. It's pretty big. It'll go like this, and the sidings here, I'll make a hole, and it has a little piece of plastic tube that goes in, and I'll caulk it around there, and I'll run the wires through it and tie it in. So it shows the front and the back, and this is the most extended, most widest point of the trailer. So you have to have that also. So for the most part, everything is really good. Nothing is rusted through. It's got some decent surface rust, if you can see right here. It's pretty, you can see this little rough there. If I go over here, I don't know if it's going to focus, but it's pretty rough there. But it's not through. The only places where it's gotten through is places where I really don't care. I mean, I do care, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over, is right here. It's rusted a little bit through there. And that's what, 1-inch square tubing. And then if you look here, it's rusted through there. But I really don't care much. If I need to, I can change it later on. I just need some welding. So under the undercarriage, I need to make sure this gets zoomed out. Okay. I got to go ahead and sand, and I got to paint. Now here's that window I was telling you about. As you see, that there's no slats in there, so I need to extend this one, that one, that one, and that one, all the way up to the top. 4 of them, and they're right over there against the wall. So I got them cut out in my metal shop. And then this has a slight angle, so I'm going to have to grind it down. Slight angle right here, so I'm going to have to grind it down so it'll fit, and then just going to tack it on both sides. I'm not going to do the front, so in case it leaks, it'll leak out. And the same thing up at the top. And then I'll take a measurement from this one here over to the edge to make it parallel, because the trailer's not level, because it's not level ground. The driveway is crooked anyways. As you can see on the top, you can see the color up there. There's rust on the ceiling rafters, or ceiling supports, whatever you want to call them. It needs to be sanded down, primed, and painted. And then I've got the fun screws that need to be replaced or pulled out. Oh my gosh, I hate doing those things. Those are a pain in the butt. But those are some of the times those are rusted. I got to get those out. So this is what I've done. So today, what I'm hoping to do is to, like I said, sand everything down, prime it, paint it, hopefully it'll get dry. I want to get this window welded so that now, and everything painted this way, I can go ahead and start tomorrow with the floor. And tomorrow will be, I got the linoleum. It's a redneck way, but it works. And then of course I found under carriage fabric I could have got, but it's too late now. I got this. This gives me a floor, top and bottom. So I'm going to lay the linoleum at 6 feet wide, and I'm going to lay it on across these rafters here. I mean, floor joists, I mean, beams, floor beams, whatever we call them. And I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to spread some glue and cut the boards to length. So it's 4 foot, 4 foot, 39, and this is like 15, this curved one up here. And I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to have the linoleum face down so it gives a protection of the wood, because I'm going to use Advantech. I don't like the quality of the pressure treated 3/4 inch plywood. Everyone that I've seen has either got the straps impression in there, and also a lot of the it's been delaminating. I don't like that, so I chose not to do that. I know Advantech is lifetime warranty and it's great. So I get 3/4 inch. Unfortunately, the only 3/4 inch they got is tongue and groove. Oh well, I'll use that. And so then I'll go ahead and mount those down. I got some great screws I'll show you later on, and mount that down. And once that's done, then I can take the other half of that linoleum and I'll use that on top of the floor. And so I'll have my flooring. So it cost me, it's like 13.5 feet. I think it cost me $60. So I'm doing the undercarriage and also the top floor of the flooring. So everything will be fine. And then we'll work on the siding hopefully the next couple days. So anyways, enough of me rambling. That's what the wires look like. Everything's been wired and tested except the brakes, but I'll figure those out later. Oh yeah, that's going to be another project. As you see, here's a lot of paint coming off, some rust underneath there. I'm going to take the wheels off, and I'm going to go ahead and wire brush them, sand them down, get them down to bare metal, and I'm going to prime it and paint them also. I don't think I have a problem with the rims. I do have a little bit of looks like a dent right there, but if it was an issue, I would have lost my air in there. But I do have an issue with the tires, as you can see. They are really dry rotted. That is not going to last. I mean, I get my big old, you can see right there, get the shadow out of there. You see it? I can see the metal band. This thing's getting ready to blow. So I got to get new tires. But the rims look good. Plus I got a rim inside the trailer. I mean, not inside the trailer, the back of my Tahoe with a flat tire. So I'll get that painted and cleaned up too, and put at least 2 tires and get a spare later on, because money's tight. And then one of the videos I'll show you how I do the brakes, and take the old hubs off and put the new brakes on and wire it up together, and that's gonna be exciting. So anyways, got the junction box, got it all wired, got it all temporary, everything works. So onward to lots of sanding, lots of grinding, and some welding, and then hopefully after it's done painting, then I can start doing the floor. That's the exciting part. Finally, after 90% of prep work, you can finally start putting things together. Oh, I forgot. These 2 support feet on the back of the trailer, you can see they're kind of rusty. So I'm going to take those off before I put the floor in, because the nuts are on the top. And brush them down, clean them up, and it looks like it was galvanized, but it doesn't look like there's really much galvanized anymore. So what I'll do is I'll prime those and paint those, and get it lubed a little bit, and put them back up before I put the floor in. Because as you see on the top, there's the nylock washers. Nylock nuts. So for holding on the feet. So I can't get to that if I put the wood down. So that was easy for me to say, and I hope you understood what I meant. Nylock nuts, that's what they are. Anyways, again, this is Patrick. Patriot Homestead here in South Florida. I'll get back with you when I get some more work done and show you my progress. Hope you all have a good day, and God bless. Bye.